Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's stream. We are playing more Metroid Prime Remastered tonight. It's been a heck of a ride, but we're going to be continuing on through our journey in Metroid Prime in Talon 4. It's going good, Snow Yoshi. Hope you're having a good evening here. Or good, whatever time of day it is for you. It's evening for me, but we're gonna kind of get things rolling here. It's going pretty good on my behalf. Last time we played this game, we progressed onward and got a lot of items last time. Ended up getting the X-ray visor, the plasma beam. Yeah, well, we technically started off going off for the ice beam, so we got a lot of progress done there. We're not going to waste too much time here because we got a pretty hefty stream ahead of us tonight, but I think we may be in a good running of possibly finishing the game tonight. It's hard to say. There's a lot that needs to happen. But I am confident we can make some pretty good progress in that. So let's kind of go ahead and get things rolling here. 7:36 for you? That's not too bad. It's 9:36 for me right now, so yeah, we got ourselves a pretty hefty backtrack to go on here, so let's kick our adventure off here and start making our way back through Phendrana's edge here. This place has quite a number of things for us here as well. Such as, in this room here, you may have noticed that there was a energy tank here. Now, there's a number of things we can get in these caves here. I think it's this cave I want to go in here. A little funny Easter egg I find is with these... yeah, with these ice beetles here, they never really felt like they were... their death animation with the plasma beam always seemed really weird because they kind of don't feel like they were meant to be killed with the plasma beam, and yet they just kind of are. It's always just being a funny little oversight with the original games, and it's still something now. Oh, this spire caused me some weird issues when I played this game before because I was playing with the motion controls on, and even with the auto-targeting, the hitbox on that was just not working at all. I think I have a clip of that somewhere on my Twitter where I had to switch it to, like, the standard controls, which I think I just switched for the rest of the run because I ended up playing the rest of the game that night, and I think I was kind of just tired of moving my arm around, but... yeah. Okay, why can I not get up here? Yeah, hope you're having a good evening there, Snow Yoshi, and hope everyone who's watching is having a good evening. My evening's been pretty good. I was just kind of hanging out with a friend for the last little bit. I actually started watching, started watching Hey Arnold, which is a pretty good show so far. I've never actually really watched Hey Arnold before, so it's kind of a new experience, but I'm enjoying it so far pretty well. Gaming? Not bad, not bad. Hope gaming's treating you well. Anyways, this is a room that's pretty important to come back to because I don't know where my jump was there, game. And Ultra Energy, really? Surprised these enemies drop such good items considering I'm playing on the hard difficulty, but alright. Grapple beams always being weird in Metroid Prime 1. I think the controls are a little bit more streamlined in Prime 2 and beyond, but it's always just being kind of weird. And, okay, it's the next one. Yeah, this wall here's suspicious, but there is a hint in the, there is a hint to come here when you have power bombs and plasma beam, because there is in fact a Chozo artifact here. Very nice. th of the 12th. Huh. And if we keep heading up here, this jump here is actually possible to make on a normal jump, but since I have grapple beam, I may as well use it. Let's grab our first power bomb expansion, because why the heck not? It's definitely gonna be nice having power bombs going forward here and having extras, because the default 4 is a little bit small. And I need to head down this way, because I'm gonna head towards Gravity Chamber here. This is not where I wanted to go. Which way? Oh, it's the stroke over here. No, this isn't where I want to be at. It's to the side here that I want to go. Yeah, this is where I want to be here. How did that miss there? Ah, he's gonna be pretty easy with plasma beam anyway. Can you, like, die, please? Or ram into me instead? Way here for, because there is another thing we can get here. It is a missile. But yeah, Friday nights are a pretty good night to be gaming, if I do say so myself. I know if I was younger, my Friday nights would probably be spent watching Inuyasha, most likely, because YTV had that on at, in my time anyway, it was on at 10 o'clock in the evening on Friday nights, which was definitely the earliest that was ever on. For some reason I have weird nostalgia of playing this part of the game at, like, my uncle's house when I was younger. Like, it was during, like, this, like, Fendrena's Edge area, and, like, during the backtrack part of the game anyway, so... Unfortunately, this area kind of sucks to go through. There's 4 turrets that you immediately have to deal with here. It's pretty bad. Make that 6 turrets you have to deal with here. Okay, there's... I was gonna say, there's bound to be another one somewhere here. And okay, I can see at least with the X-ray visor here. I was like, I really don't want to use thermal visor for this. I might have to deal with Metroids going up, but I can at least ignore most of these. Okay, those things do still shut those. I thought they did. Oh, for... Can you, like, kindly die here, please and thank you? Yeah, I may need to switch this on here, because this could probably demolish me here. Yeah, plasma beam might be a nice thing to have in this area. Again, sorry if this is a little hard to look at. The thermal visor's not really the best thing in this remaster of the game for some unfortunate reason, but yeah. I've taken 3 energy tanks already? Seriously? That's a good thing there's a save room halfway through. Anyways, this next room, this is one of the important ones. They mentioned that invaders made their home atop the Phendrana's area here. This is pretty much it. There is a sequence glitch you can do to get this artifact early, actually. I just don't really know how to do it. Ultra energy, I'll gladly take that. There you are. And there's 2 more here for some reason. Just try and shoot these guys down. What is with the game dropping so many ultra energies now? What is this? And another one. Oh my god, really? Okay, then. Anyways, the intended thing that you're intended to do is come here, and it was a little hard to see, but you had to melt this thing of ice here, and then you gotta shoot a missile at this here. It is possible to get this with a really well-timed jump, but I'm not really good at doing it. I just noticed they don't really do the whole, like, slow, like, fade on the... like, pull like they used to, because they used to do, like, a... like, really heavy fade on that. Okay, I think I know where most of the artifacts still are here. And which door do I want to be going in here? Yeah, this door here. And from here on, I might just try and make a beeline for the exit again, because I don't really want to stay in here any longer than I need to. How did that not kill that guy? Seriously? Ultra Energy again? What is this luck here? I've never seen the game be this generous with Ultra Energies, especially not on hard mode of all things. Like, that's kind of insane when you think about it. Which way's the door? There's the door. If the game is going to give me this many Ultra Energies, I may as well take advantage of it and just GTFO whenever I can, you know? Okay, we're through. Probably worst part of the storm is over here, I think. Or, well, not the worst part, but one of them anyway. And I'm just not even gonna bother with anything up that way either. It's pretty good for being a nice long weekend this weekend. I think we're gonna be... I might take some chance to get some, like, recordings done and get ahead of some things, because I know next weekend is when, the Kirby's Return to Dreamland Remaster comes out, and I'm gonna be playing that a lot as well, so it'd be nice to... because that's another thing I'm going to be recording a lot of when that comes out is... just kind of nice to get some recording done here in the meantime. Yeah, this part of Phendrana Drifts, there's a lot of missiles that you can come back for now that we have the... This is good that you can actually kill these things now. I think I got the missile that requires the spider ball in this room. I actually don't remember. I want to say I did, but I'm fairly certain I did, because I think I said hi to someone during this part last time, I think. I'm just gonna double check since I'm right here. No, I did. Wow, okay, good thing I came up here to check, because I would have completely missed that. It's a good thing I came up here to check. Speaking of missiles, there is one just down here. And I think we'll have a kind of mostly slow trek through Magmore Caverns. There's a couple of things I can get. There's one Powerbomb expansion and one beam combo I can get. I have to check. I'm pretty sure I got this at least. I don't know why I wouldn't have, but... Why did I not come this way whenever I was in Phendrana last time? But, okay then. Just gonna try and do a very quick shot of all the items I'm missing here really fast. I mean, it's mostly missiles there. I think 4 of them are in Chozo Ruins, 2 of them are in Talon Overworld. Can I think of 4 missiles in... or 4 of them are in Phazon Mines, I mean, rather. Can I think of 4 in Chozo Ruins that I can think of off the top of my head? fact I missed some simple stuff here is... Sorry, I'm just trying to, like, probably just rambling here at this point. Anyways, if we melt this Chozo statue here, there is yet another artifact. Very nice. I think the last few are all in phase... well, 2 of them are in Phazon Mines, 1's in Chozo Ruins, so... making pretty good progress, if I do say so myself. Just trying to think... I feel like all but one remaining missile are in my head currently, and I'm just trying to think about wherever the heck that one may have been. I think I got almost everything in Phazon Mines up to where I'm at right now. Because again, the fact I didn't get some of the ones here that needed the spider ball before, like, did kind of seem a little confusing to me there, but, I know there's nothing in Magmore Caverns anyways, so... Oh, there's items in Magmore Caverns, but not any, like... This shouldn't be too bad of a backtrack. And actually, one of the things I can get is in this room here, so... That's nice. Okay, Plasma Beam, I know you have kind of crap range, but still. Alright, so there's a thing I can get in this room and a thing I can get in the next room, and that's, I think, it for everything in Magmore, actually. Yeah, you can head up this way, open this up here. We had the artifact here before, but we needed power bombs. Let's head down in this way, and we get yet another power bomb expansion. There's only one more of those left. And this dumps us off right where we need to be, I think. This is, yep, this room. You may have seen it underneath. If I can look down here. You can even scan it. The ice spreader is down here. Let's play another power bomb here. Now we just got a fairly normal backtrack to Talon Overworld here, I believe. I think this is gonna be our way back. I know I got the missile in here. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of things I'm missing in Chozo Ruins right now, so... I just know it's not in Magmore, because Magmore doesn't really have very many missiles right here, so... I know this next cave area here has a few things we can get. this room here has, you can see on the map a little bit, there is a plasma beam door here. There are 2 missiles in this room, so get both of those here. I don't think there was anything I missed in I'm gonna be pissed if there just was 1 missile I missed, but I don't think there was. I'm fairly certain we got just about everything in there. Anyways, yeah, you may notice here there's some spots where we have invisible platforms here. It may technically be possible to get these without using the X-ray, but it's a lot easier with the X-ray, so that's why I use it. And up here is a missile. And up here is yet another missile. So I'm missing a few still. I know where there's a few in Chozo Ruins that I'm missing. I'm just not sure of one, though. That's the only thing. Take the free power bomb. Sorry, I'm just doing a lot of, like, weird mental thinking, wondering where the heck I may have missed one missile here, but if I start kind of going along the tracks, I may eventually find it a little bit if I retrace steps here. Because I know of a few places in here that, like, there's one up there. I know I haven't gotten that yet. This, okay, I can see that was blown open. I can see I got that. This missile, I'm almost certain I have gotten. I'm just gonna double check again. I have no reason to go down this way, but I'm fairly certain I got this one. Ah, shit, I wanted to be fast so I didn't have to deal with the Chozo ghosts here. Okay, I got up here. Yeah, I did get the missile in here. That's what I thought, and now I'm gonna get destroyed by ghosts. I don't want to be dealing with that at all. Okay. I know it's not along the Hive Mecha route, because... Let me just double check. Like, there is this big section of rooms here. There is a missile in one of these rooms here, but it's only in one room in particular. That's the only thing. Oh shoot, I know exactly where it is. Okay, yeah, we're actually in good. I know where all the missiles that are unaccounted for are. Sorry, I was kind of, like, confusing myself there and making things way harder than they needed to be, but yeah, we're actually in the good here. I can pretty much account for every missile remaining in the game here at this point. So... pretty much every collectible here, for that matter. Anyways, this lava room here, this was heated before, wouldn't have been able to even think about crossing over here, but we can now get over here, and we needed power bombs anyway, because there is a power bomb expansion that we can get with that. Very, very nice. So another lore there. I'll read the lore by the end of the stream, because why not? And here's a very stupid and easy to miss missile here. Okay, boy, Chozo Ghosts. Who's sick of fighting Chozo Ghosts, am I right? I kind of am. That guy's dead. This guy probably only has like a few more hits left, and yeah. Good. Hopefully that might be one of the last times we ever have to fight a Chozo Ghost in this game. We'll certainly be encountering them a few more times, but I think that might be the last major time we actually have to fight one of them. Sorry about, like, my massive, like, thinking the last few minutes trying to think of, like, where all the remaining collectibles were, but yeah, I just wanted to... That's usually some sort of, like, struggle I have with this game, is trying to remember where all the collectibles are, and usually end up missing one stupidly hidden item, and the fact I didn't get either of those, like, easy-to-get Spider Ball items in Phendrana made me think that I might have missed stuff earlier when I didn't, so... Oh well. Guess I probably saved some time doing it the way I did in this run here, rather than going back for some of that stuff earlier. And here there's a missile. You can actually get this one really early in the game if you have space jump, but yeah, you're intended to wait until this far in order to get it. It's kind of annoying. Also, shoot, I just realized one more instance that I am gonna have to fight Chozo Ghosts. It ain't the first time I fought them in my life, and it's not gonna be the last time I fight them either, because I'm most definitely gonna continue to replay this game even after I'm done with it, but yeah. Okay. Speaking of Chozo Ghosts, who's ready for that in the next room? Again, I hate that once you get Ice Beam, they just add Chozo Ghosts to every damn room in Chozo Ruins. But it really does make you tense and nervous, wondering, like, when will they show up again? Or, like, you know, like, makes it... This game, honestly, for as many times as I've played it, it does have a certain atmosphere that I actually still do tense up, even at kind of the normalest of things in this game. Like, I used to be really afraid of going into rooms because they had Chozo Ghosts in them, or because they had certain other enemies that we'll be seeing later in Phazon Mines, and things like that, you know? Those things used to really, like, legitimately frighten me a little bit. How many items are we missing right now, anyway? We have 89. Missing 5 missiles. I know where all of those are. 1 energy tank. 1 beam combo. And a couple of artifacts. And I think that's it. And 1 major, like, upgrade that we have left to get. But that's gonna be at the end of the game. And we need that upgrade for 1 artifact anyway, so... yeah. Of course, now the game's trying to take pity on me and giving me a bunch of, like, powerbomb expansions and or powerbomb drops and stuff like that. It's nice kind of reminiscing and going back through all these old areas again, though, one last time, and just one good old victory lap around the world here. Or good old broken spider ball track, and guess what enemies we gotta fight? I hate fighting Chozo ghosts. I just unload every super missile I have in these guys here. Okay, that one just died there, but didn't really give the proper death animation. Anyways, you can see that there is a floor area here below. You may have also noticed that there's like a spider ball track along the ceiling. That's also a thing. This part of the game, I think, can be a little tricky for some people. I think it's easy just to take your time. Pay attention to your shadows when you drop down. Use bombs wisely, and yeah, it's not too bad though, I think. I think later games, like Prime 2 especially, does like some weird, like, spider ball things. This shadow can be a little opaque at times, but you can see it slightly. Like, it is definitely visible there. Yeah, just take your time, and it's not too bad. Anyways. Hey, guess what? More Chozo ghosts, but I actually don't need to fight them this time, and I'm not going to, because there's 3 of these things, and I have no interest in fighting 3 Chozo ghosts right now. You guys, hey, rest in peace, you guys, and have yourselves a great afterlife. Big old Chocobo ghosts. Let me through. Let me through. Come on, these doors actually open in this version. There's a Chozo artifact back here. Now then, we just gotta go back to Phazon Mines here. And we have a pretty fast and easy shortcut back there, so we're missing 1 beam combo, 4 missiles, 1 upgrade, and 1 energy tank. I think that's pretty much it, and 2 artifacts. Let me in through here, and we'll be on our merry way. It's kind of funny, how long have I been streaming for? 38 minutes? That's the extent of the big backtracking in this game. I used to think this took hours, and when I was younger, it probably did take me, like, actual hours to get through, but the fact I just did all the backtracking in this in less than... How long was it? Like, 38 minutes? If that even? Kind of wild, man. Alright. I know this is kind of a mini site of Phazon here. Let's start making haste for Phazon Mines. This, I mean, well, not like we're saving Talon for. I think this planet's still mostly kind of screwed anyway, and almost all life form kind of died on it as it is, but yeah. Hey kids, you want to talk about really bad areas in games? We're about to come up to them. And okay, there's not actually turrets here, really? I thought the mega turrets would be here for sure. Okay, I am saving here, though, because we do have quite the hefty run through the mines here to go through. In fact, I'd say we pretty much are going back through the mines almost wholesale at this point, you know. Starting off by taking this much damage isn't really a good thing. Yeah, keep in mind there is normally a missile expansion here, but I actually got it last time I was in the room here. Normally I would wait until this backtrack to get it, but I got it here last time I was in the area. I have 230 missiles right now. I'd say that is pretty much the standard of what you should have by this time. Wait, this is a... When the frick was there a wave trooper there? What the heck? Dang. I thought it was ice troopers that were in this general area, but... I hate wave beam troopers so much. Hey, guess what? We got 2 more! Okay, just one failed, thankfully. Again, these guys aren't too bad if you're fighting them, like, one at a time, but... Is there another one off to the side here? Radar. No, but there is a turret here. That's something I should take care of. Alright, and ice troopers, I think, now. Yep. Thankfully, these guys are pretty easy, though. I mean, same general idea as the wave troopers, but their stun is a lot more effective. Just one more, I think. Ah, shoot, there is another one here. Crap. Okay, got both of those guys down. And I see one more on the radar. Yeah, just do your worst, dude. That missed completely. Anyways, we had to come back this way because we need to scan this. And head all the way back out this way. And I used to hate going through this part of the mines so much. I mean, I still kind of do. It is, like, slow and monotonous. And we got Ice Beam last stream. Let's get TM35 now. We got Flamethrower. And unfortunately, the flamethrower is kind of a piece of junk. It is, by and far, I think, the worst of the beam combos. Let me look at my items again. 4 of those are missiles, 1 energy tank, 2 artifacts. Yeah, that's everything at that point. The flamethrower is, honest to God, not good. It is a missile drainer. It's basically a worse version of the Wave Buster, which I already don't like. I haven't talked about the Ice Spreader too much, and maybe the Ice Spreader's situational, but I actually don't mind it as much, because even though it uses a lot of missiles, it is fundamentally more similar to the super missiles, which I like a lot more. So... we got kind of a tough battle on our hands here. Not really tough, but... this guy was trapped in Bendesium. I actually fought this guy, like, quite a bit earlier in my last playthrough because I had a bunch of mishaps with power bombs. I ended up having to backtrack through the mines a fair bit, but we got a Phazon Elite Pirate here. If I can actually scan him properly. I want to be wrong, but I feel like they made this guy harder in this version compared to the original. I find his shockwaves, like, they come out way faster in this version. Like, am I the only one who imagines that? I did not think this guy was any, like, worse than your common elite pirate. What am I being hit by? Because I swear to God, I am making these jumps here. Yeah, I feel like this guy is just faster in this version of the game. I could be mistaken, but I kind of feel that way a little bit. He isn't too hard. Again, make sure you get his scan, though, because it is a one-time scan. This step here, using this suction-y of suction doom here. And that's it for him. He's not, like, too much harder than your average elite pirate still, but I don't think it's the better animations messing with me. I do genuinely find that guy, like, harder than normal. I'll read that hint message in a second, but we got a Chozo artifact. And there's only one more left. This is hinting for us to go quite a bit lower down. I see. How about we do that soon? Is this just turrets up above? Where's that one? There it is. God, I love you, charged plasma beam, so much. So much. Now then. I think this next room we can also kind of get through pretty effortlessly here now. So for some reason I thought there were Metroids in here, but I guess I'm mistaken. Yeah, since we actually solved this puzzle here, we can just climb this yellow one up here. Could use it to go back to the start, but I don't think I need to do that for anything, so I'm just gonna continue on. And it's some easy rooms here, get some health back here. Descend downward here. Great. Don't know how many power bombs I'll be needing, but it is good that I am getting some again. It's a good thing I can just kill these space pirates without too much effort here. I'll take whatever drops they have though. Oh jeez, I don't want to deal with whatever's in here. Please tell me this is just Shadow Pirates, but if it's ice on the top, then I can Don't see any ice pirates. I'm just gonna make a beeline for this. It's just shadows. I'm taking unnecessary damage, but you know what? I can make a beeline for that there. That's fine. That's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. And I'm also just gonna make a beeline in this room here too. I'm passing by a map room, but I don't need that map room for anything. There's this guy who gave me a jump scare in my Let's Play because I somehow loaded in the room from the, like, loaded in this room data before, like, entering the room because the door glitched out or something. And, yeah, because of that, the mini-boss music started playing in the previous room, which confused me, and then when I dropped down here, this guy was just roaming the hallway by itself. It's a glitch I don't think I've ever seen happen before, but... And he also just dies way faster, I guess probably because I'm used to fighting the Phazon Elite. And let's save and prepare for Phazon Mines Gauntlet 2, I guess, because we got... That's the normal trek through Phazon Mines. Time to go through something that's just as bad, if not worse. We got something that's just as bad, if not worse. 4 of these guys shooting at us here. Come on, let me in, let me in, let me in. Okay, also be smart here. You're gonna have these 4 asshole things shooting at you here. Shoot. Okay. Good to have all these disabled here. Why I'm shooting at these things here, because they're probably not going to drop much of anything. Well, they dropped a little bit of health anyway. Anyways. These guys are harvesting Metroids down here. Ooh. Force field disengaged. Metroid containment area will be breached. Who the hell did that? This guy's kind of pissed, but he's gonna be burning in hell, quite literally. And, yeah, these Metroids just eat these guys alive. Metroids, you'll basically be killing them with the classic Ice Beam. We're gonna be dealing with more of these here, kind of going forward. I'm gonna say, like, usually I used to be really stealthy in this section of the game, but I'm gonna say in this case, not to be, because these guys are gonna be on your ass pretty much the whole time anyway, so I don't really see too much of the point, I guess. Anyways, we do have to use quite a number of power bombs in this area, so keep that in mind. But yeah, you can use some power bombs there. And there's another invisible platform there, and falling off again into Phazon. Okay, that sucked, but I guess it could have been a lot worse. I've seen, like, Let's Plays of, like, low percent runs of this game, and this is often seen as, like, one of the worst rooms to do in a low percent run, because, like, so much of this room just looks like complete ass in that, because you don't normally have either Spider Ball or, I guess, just Spider Ball, but you don't normally have that, so you have to do like some really, really... Why am I messing this up here of all things? You have to do just some really terrible scan jumps off of like a... Not even scan jumps, maybe just dash jumps off like a frozen Metroid that you have to lead up to the top part in order to clear a jump from this platform all the way over there. It's really bad looking. Also, I always... Not as much in this version, but I always thought this vent here over on the side there looked more like kind of like a spider ball track, even though you can never clearly jump like spider ball over that way. It's always just kind of funny like that. Anyways, all that was for a missile, but you know, something I do want to get. Now, thankfully, since I have spider ball, I don't need to go through mountains of hell here just to get over here. This is always funny to me that there's normal-ass burrower here. So you can see these guys so early in the game, and they show up here again. Like, they're like one of the most, like, not common, but just like early game weak enemy that shows up this late in the game. It's pretty wild. Also, I like that they gave this elevator a new, like, screen here in the remaster compared to the original. Because the original, I think, used the same elevator from, like, earlier on, but this one's a little bit more unique. Hey, buddy. And there is a missile down here. I like getting this one early because... Oh, shoot, that wasn't what I meant to do, but whatever. You don't want to be standing in phase on too long, but if you're quick about it, you can just kind of get in and get out. That missile's not too bad. Hey, look, Hunter Metroids. Hunter Metroids do have a kind of devastating attack that I don't think I've shown off, but they're not, like, the worst thing in the world, honestly. That guy's aggro. Okay. Now then, let's, not die, not die, not die. Why can't I jump out of this here? Oh, okay, that'll be why I was jumping against a wall. These mushroom rooms are kind of the pits for me, honestly. They're always kind of big and awkward to get out of sometimes. Can jump over this guy here though and make this a lot easier for myself. I have power bombs for this. Oh, I wish I could get the item in here right now and not have to come back later. God, I hate the return trip here. And anyone who's been following me long enough knows I hate the return trip here. I'm gonna just aggro every Metroid here, because... I forget, can I just get this with normal bombs, or... Oh, I actually can, okay. I should use a power bomb here, but I'm actually not going to, because these are just normal enemies. I don't really need to... Normal Metroids aren't that dangerous, I find. I really like putting thermal visor on here. Now you can literally see the floor is essentially lava, except it's not quite, but it looks a lot like, okay, that's not helping me at all here. I've also, like, I've praised it before, but God, I love the phase-on in this game, man. Like, God, the visuals in this game are so stellar to look at. That, I think up there is just a missile refill room. I don't really need to go that way for anything, so I'm not going to. Missiles would be nice, but there's a good number of things in this area here. I didn't realize until recently, but these invisible enemies here, I thought they were just invisible variants of, like, enemies that we fought a million times, and by all accounts they are, but like the invisible drone, there's actually not really a scan entry for them, surprisingly. I find that interesting, that they never... I figured these were just invisible versions of the same enemy, but the invisible drone I didn't think was anything too unique. Also, hey, plasma troopers, which are pretty simple, all things considered, because plasma beam does a lot of damage. So these guys die pretty easily. They have a kind of intimidating design, but let's be real, they're not much of a threat. Especially since the burn often does do residual damage on these guys as well. You should be dead now. Yeah. And coming up here, we're actually going to be coming up on the one scan that I forgot to get during my previous run-through of this game. And that should give me my 100% scan message. But first... trooper up here. I kind of hate that this guy's up this way, but... Is there a wave and a plasma trooper up this way? Oh, there's just 2 wave troopers here. Screw it. Missiles help a lot for this next part of the game, but screw it, I don't care. I get some here anyway. And you know what? I'll also get some from this here. Missile expansion. And I think this is... Yeah, there is a pirate lore there. I think that's intended to be kind of like the last normal pirate lore in the game too, so... Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff here, all things considered. We got a save room, which is very nice. I'll gladly take that, because we got a tough boss coming up here that I forgot to scan when I played this game. Alright, who's ready for a boss fight? Because I am probably ready for a boss fight, I think. And that's the last missile in the entire game, too. Like, full stop, there is 250 missiles in this game. I like how you can get the last missile before this boss, and I always like to try and get that before this guy, because I always just feel a sense of accomplishment getting that before him, you know? Anyways. Dump this thing of ice here. And that causes this. I always thought you had to shoot this, like, light here, but no, that's just a warning light. It's just the thing of ice you have to shoot here. In here. You can scan this before the fight begins. I'm...
Recording to logbook.
This is the Omega Pirate. Scanned 100% of the logbook. New extras are unlocked in the main menu. Very, very, very nice. Let's get to it. We got an epic fight on our hands here. Omega Pirate breaks free. Let's get to it here. Omega Pirate. I like to start this fight off by powerbombing his weak spots there. That's, I think, kind of the way how you want to end to hurt this guy is that you have to destroy his, like, 3 dingus things. And those things are a pain in the ass to destroy. But whenever they're destroyed, he goes invisible, and then you have to try and hurt him with the X-ray visor. It is possible to do a lot of damage to him with the super missiles doing this here. He'll summon other space pirates to try and fight you here, but they're not too deadly to deal with here. And I hit him twice there. He'll always kind of run to an adjacent puddle there, so... Okay, I see we have 4 space... Oh, is he back to normal? Okay, he's just back to normal for some reason. Let's get him to destroy all the space pirates in this area here, because he will do that. Can you, like, use your shockwave attack here and destroy the rest of your guys? Please and thank you. I kind of want him to... Yeah, there we go. That does do damage to the other pirates in the area. And somehow only... How are these guys all still alive here? Can we not? Okay, I did recover a lot of health there. I'm gonna still have more pirates to deal with here, but yeah, that's kind of the general gist you want to do here to deal with this guy is... Yeah. Taking a lot of damage here, though. Okay, I think one more hit should finish him here. I sometimes like using Ice Spreader for this as well, or at least I did when I was younger there, but... Nice! Awesome! We bested Omega Pirate, and we actually got the scan this time. This fight used to cause me a lot of trouble when I was younger, but then again, if you're trying to kill him without powerbombing his armor has so much health in hyper mode. It is absurd. It takes more than 15 minutes to defeat this guy. That's how much health he has. But for beating him, he gets absorbed into our suit, and we get our Phazon suit. Infused with pure Phazon, this corruption prevents damage from Phazon radiation. Also, quite possibly one of the coolest Samus designs in this series. And she has a lot of cool designs, but this is definitely one of them. And we got to go back because there is an artifact back here. And unfortunately, I want to introduce you to my nemesis. Perhaps my least favorite enemy in the game. That's not in this room. I mean, we just have normal Metroids here. That's not a big issue here. Again, I'm gonna try and avoid most stuff in here. This next room I hate a lot, because it introduces my least favorite enemy in the game. That wasn't in the original GameCube version. The Fishin' Metroid. This thing literally jump-scared me the first time I played the Wii version. I still hate this thing even to this day. It's not even, like, inherently worse than a Metroid. It really isn't. It's an enemy that's really not hard to kill, and you can, like... You can kill it by, like, merging into doors. I'm just gonna ignore it, honestly, at this point. I've been around these areas too much. Their main gimmick is that if you damage them enough normally, they split off. Can you, like, latch on me here? Yeah, you can kill these guys by doing this, which I love doing. Get them to latch on, and then if you load through a different door, it's insta-kill on them if they load to a different door because, like, they're not supposed to be able to do that or something. It's pretty great. Anyways, now that we have our phase on suit, which this color scheme looks freaking sick, though. Like, the crimson, red, and black, like, that is awesome. You're not convincing me otherwise. Like, this is an awesome design for Samus here. Deep inside, there is a Chozo artifact here. It is the last of the 12. Again, though, like, man, can we talk about how amazing the phase-on in this game looks here? It's... like, the remaster team at Retro Studios did such an amazing job. I've heard weird conflicting rumors that, like, if they ever make, like, Prime 2 and 3, that they might be more straight-up ports rather than, like, remasters. I hope at least Prime 2 gets the same remaster treatment as Prime 1 did, because, like, Prime 3, I can agree, like, that's already a really beautiful-looking Wii game as it is. But, like, God, they did such a great job on these games that I want them to do the same, give the same kind of love to the other Prime games myself. Given how amazing that these games were, or this game was. No power bomb to refill that, but that's okay, I think. That was a little funky. I think this game really is, like... I'm glad most people agree this game is as amazing as it is, because, like, this was such a good remaster here, and I already love Metroid Prime 1 as it is. Do I have gripes with the game? Sure. But it is still, like, a really great game, and I'm glad people are getting a chance to play it again. I'm actually going to do something I didn't think I was gonna do, but I'm gonna follow up a conversation I had when I did my Let's Play of this game a few years ago. Because in that, if you remember by this point, I was kind of on a weird tangent about, like, how much I love this game and how much I was, like, wanting to play this game again because, like, I was tired of people, like, not giving Prime, like, a chance and this and that, and here's the last energy tank in the game, by the way, and last item in the game, too, if I remember right. Yep, 100% items. Also, again, I've pointed this out here in this specific room here before, but God, like, this phase-on is so pretty, like, oh my God, man. I love that these fishing Metroids will just straight up die if they touch this here. Oh shoot, this guy actually should die. You should also die. You're going to if you even attempt to step foot over this way, though. Yeah. This is the room I pointed out before. It might even still... Yeah, like, look how... Look at how far we've come since, like, the last... I don't know, man. Like, I'm speechless sometimes about how much ass this game kicks. Also, I forgot there's also invisible platforms down this way. It's a method of getting out of here that I didn't really use all too much here before. But, yeah. we're gonna be leaving here the normal way, which... Let's get... There's not another invisible platform up this way, is there? Probably not. But yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity here to at least formally apologize for... I know this is gonna sound like a weird thing, but like, I want to at least formally apologize to kind of how I was, how I was around circa 2020, and I know when I say that, I realize that 2020 was not a great year for a lot of people, myself included. I realize when I say that. I'm hoping I don't get shot by this guy here, thank God. Die, please and thank you. Also die. And this guy can die too. I remember there was a lot of times where I was pissed that, like, Metroid at the time, like, this was an era before Dread, and at a time when, like, a lot of Nintendo-focused stuff seemed to be more on the casual market, like, Animal Crossing was really huge that year, and things like that. I was really, I hate saying borderline depressed that year, but I really kind of just was that one of my favorite franchises just was never really in the limelight, and it was years by this time that it kind of wasn't. I mean, I know there was a few inclusions in Super Smash Brothers and Samus Returns in 2017, but that wasn't really, like, super mainstream. It wasn't really helping the series in any way, so the series was always still really niche, and I remember a lot of people thought that Metroid was essentially dead back in those days, and I hated that thought because I still knew these games were really good, and I really wanted them to put Prime on Switch a lot at the time as well, and they weren't really... I don't want to say they weren't really doing that, but it didn't really feel like they were. Or, like, they didn't really feel like they had any interest in doing that at the time, and a lot of people I knew online were like, nah, it's not a system seller, and, like, play Metopia instead, or, like, people were just kind of being, like, just kind of general shitheads, basically. And I was really just upset about the whole ordeal. I know that's a really dumb thing to say, but, like, that's why I Let's Played this game back in 2020 when I did. I wanted them to make a remake or a remaster of this game for a long time, and, like, would it have been nice to wait at the time? Sure, but the future seems so uncertain that that's why I Let's Played Metroid Prime 1 back in the day when I did, because, like, well, 2020 Let's Play, I mean, my old Let's Play was, God, like, it was started at a time when you could still buy the Prime Trilogy in store shelves. That wasn't yesterday. Also, yes, I do remember the era of being able to buy the Prime Trilogy in store shelves, so that's funny thinking these times, you know. Did not mean to use that at all. It's a good thing I have Ever Energy Tank in the game. I'm not worried about health here. Oh, man. So yeah, it's... I just kind of want to take... Now that this game is out, and it is kind of getting a good general opinion from the general public, really, it's wild that this game's even actually... It's selling really well from what I can tell. Like, I was looking on Amazon a few days ago, and the physical pre-orders of this game were actually outselling, like, Hogwarts Legacy and the Tears of the Kingdom pre-orders. That's, like, wild to me to think that Metroid Prime has that much of a legacy. Because, and it does. This is still, I think, it's subjective to say, but I'd go as far to say this is one of the greatest games I've ever played. Possibly, like, one of the greatest games of all time. There's so many games that could apply to, but, you know, I still think Super Metroid in general has a bit more of an influence among, like, being the legendary Metroid title, but Prime is such a fantastic game. I like this game more than Super, personally. This is just one of those games that, like, I don't know, man. I think I might take a very quick break here. We are about to get ready for, basically the string of final bosses here. And, yeah, like, we'll be back in just a few minutes here. Don't go away. Just gonna take a very quick break here, and we'll get ready for some boss fights, so I'll see you guys for that then. See you guys then, yeah. Alright. Who is ready for some boss fights? I don't know about you, but I do feel like I'm ready for some boss fights. Let's get to it now. Let us get right to it. I like how we can even see bits of Phazon starting to form in here, too. Like, so, I guess it makes sense because this is close to the impact crater. We'll read the lore in a little bit, but yeah. Time to Head back to the temple here. It is also very much possible to collect the artifact here as your last one, which I think it's intended to be the first one, but I guess if you're going for a fast time, it kind of makes sense to collect this one as the last one. So, yeah. Of course, whenever we hear this music play, though, we know not everything is good here. There's trouble on the horizons. Wouldn't be a Metroid game without this guy, even though the next game actually doesn't have Metroid at all in it, but here we go. Here we go. We got Meta Ridley. I, unfortunately, am not playing a version that has good exploits here that we can make use of, because, I don't know, they changed so much in versions of these games here that are kind of on the annoying side. I'm curious how this fight's gonna play out in this version of the game. I know in the trilogy, Meta Ridley has a lot of health. Like, I mean a lot of freaking health. So... I think it's possible to... I just tried boosting into him and I didn't do any damage to him, so... In the original game, the GameCube releases of the game, you could boost into him, and that does, like, 2/3 of his life just by doing that. It's really, really weird. I'm not really sure why it works, but it just kind of does. I don't really know why, but it is what it is. If there is a better way of really kind of damage this guy, I don't really know what it is, other than just plasma beam for days, I guess. And time to fly around again. Oh no, my missile... Okay, my missile was tracking for a long time there. Yeah, again, I do wish I was playing a version of the game where I could boost ball into him, because... I feel like it takes forever here otherwise. And this isn't even the part of the fight that takes 400 million years either. It's the last phase of the fight that honestly makes this take the longest. This is, I think, easily the longest boss fight in the game, or one of them anyway. I mean, oh my god, Ridley, can you kindly not here? I'm gonna try super missiles here and see how well those work here. I couldn't really get a good gauge on the damage of that, but I can keep trying in a minute here. I mean, Lord knows I have so many missiles to spare here. I could try and maybe use the flamethrower and see if that does anything to him. I doubt it, honestly. I would be genuinely kind of shocked if that did anything to this guy, but I don't really know. Originally, you could also use the Wave Buster on him as well. Okay, that did do respectable damage there. Okay, yeah, my screw missiles are doing good damage to him. Okay, that sped that part of the fight up a fair bit. Yeah, whenever he's down here, if you were to boost ball into him before, it would kind of skip right to this phase here for some reason. This part of the fight also sucks, but, like... Yeah, this part of the fight, I mean, I'm used to fighting him when he does this here, but... Flamethrower is not doing much of anything here. He's doing respectable damage when I attack him with it there, but most of my missiles are gone. Not that that matters right now, I guess. Yeah, no, okay. Flamethrower's not the ideal solution here, even if it did do a lot of damage there. It's worth an effort there. Again, this fight takes, like... It is such a war of attrition here at this point. I don't even think it's hard. I feel like his attacks are fairly easy to dodge, but... Okay. There. I want to attack him when he does that with his mouth there, pretty much. I want to say it's possible to get him, like... Damn it. Okay, that did good damage there. Hey, Bowie. Right in time for us to kick this dragon's ass for, like, the second, but certainly not last time in this series. I'm not crazy about this fight with Meta Ridley, if I'm being honest. It's not so bad on normal, but on hard difficulties, it is such a war of attrition here. I don't even think it's inherently hard. But, yeah, it's... certainly just a fight, alright. And again, you used to be able to use Wave Buster on this guy here as well, but I don't think it works nearly as well in this version. No. Not really. Oh, that actually did do damage to him. Well, missiles anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know if he'll actually be jumping around too much more anyway. Which I don't mind, because his jump attack is annoying anyway. Okay, I think we're at the part of the fight where things are going to start getting a lot faster here. Okay, got good damage on him that time. Okay, we didn't do a second laser that time. Not doing too badly here anyway, at least, which I like to see. I don't know if I'd necessarily call this the hardest boss fight in the game. I probably would, actually. At the very least, it's what I usually consider the longest boss. One more phase. Okay, and I missed when I could just wave buster this guy. Thank you so much. Get wrecked, you dumb oversized dragon. All the Chozo are like, you be gone. And he plummets to his death, except not really. We know that's not the end for Ridley. He's too legendary to do that. Oh, look, a bunch of nice Chozo. Hope you're having a good evening there, Brewy. Let us head on in. To the impact crater. This is the save room before the end. Let us use it. Now then, there is one quick thing I wanted to do here, and that was, I want to look through the pirate data and the Chozo lore, because we didn't really get a chance to look over these before, so let's quickly go over these here. History of the Chozo stretches back into ancient times, so far into the fog of the past that we know of. Not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however, the Chozo who colonized Talent 4 made a conscious choice to eschew civilization of advanced technology. Chozo chose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. Believe we will spend peaceful days here and plan to leave our worlds from time to time. Many years have passed since we Chozo first took root in this land. Passage of time has always been a source of fascination to us. It's the belief that many Chozo sages that the truths of the universe hide within the tumbling currents of time's flow. Even as we search for answers there, however, we find the illumination in other unexpected places. We do not know how the ability has come to us, but recently many Chozo have begun to sense things beyond the realm of ordinary perception. Strange sights of inexplicable sensations flood our minds, filling us with visions. Take this growing ability to be a sign of our burgeoning harmonization with the infinite, perhaps finally. Universe secrets are becoming known to us. The surges of negative energy brought by the meteor far exceeded our expectations. We Chozo have yet to find a way to rid ourselves of the great poison. All we can do now is seal it away and wait for the day when a power to purify the poison appears. However, it is already impossible to collect all the pieces of the great poison as it already spread, seeping into the planet and hardening. Many Chozo are gifted with a distant sight, and even more begin to learn. As our harmonization with the universe becomes more and more complete, we peer forward, seeing prophecy into the ripples of the water, hearing rumors coming days on the breath of the wind. Though we celebrate the distant sight, many of these visions are dark, the worst of the prophecies and most common tells of the coming of the worm. Born from the parasite, nurtured into a poison womb, the worm grows, devouring from within, until the world begins to rot. Not all prophecies come to pass, of course, but we cannot help but fear this dark portent. Disaster struck suddenly. We had a vague, dark foreboding, and it became truth. A meteor appeared from nowhere, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land. With the violence of its impact, its destructive force bent, the fallen star burned out rapidly, and the incident should have faded into memory, but the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth into the land. Strange energy that clotted the natural life with a ferocity. Strange negative energy emitted from the meteor expanded to encompass Talon 4 into a night, as a spider weaves a web. The cries of this dying land echo in our ears as we Chozo watch the great poison seep ever further into the living pulse of the planet. The dark energy sinks into the trees and waters, devouring all life. Peaceful beasts die by the thousands. Some creatures survive, but their forms grow twisted and evil as the forces that fell from the sky. Many of these mutated monstrosities remain small enough to do little harm, but others grow enormous and threaten our very existence. One such beast defiles our sacred fountain, disgorging poison from its foul form, replacing pure flowing water with cascades of creeping death. Even in the face of such horror, we Chozo do not turn in fear. We are all that stands in the way of this great poison, and it is our duty to contain it. The future is a vague thing, ever-changing and always in doubt. If we Chozo could gain the ability to foresee the future, it would be a hollow gift, for we could never hope to control what has yet to occur. The fountain is an example of this. A day may come when its water dries up, and there is nothing we could do to stop such tragedy. But we do know this: unlike the uncertain flow of water, the power of our will is strong and enduring. The will of the Chozo will never run dry. As the great poison reaches ever further into the planet, we Chozo begin to feel the gnawings of despair before it is too late. We now make our last stand. We have begun to build a temple to contain this darkness. At its heart, we place a cipher, a mysterious lock powered by 12 artifacts and filled with as much power as we Chozo can harness. We wonder, though, even when we are done, will it be too late? I mean, the power of the temple and the cipher itself proved strong enough to hold back the poisonous tide that even now swells within the ground, threatening all life. What is this otherworldly pestilence that infects this land, seeking out life? This blind need for corruption, and where did the meteor that brought it originate? Was it crafted by alien hands, or hitting the buttons to change the pages again? And where did the meteor that brought it originate? Was it crafted by alien hands, or a roving chunk of the planet that suffered a violent end? Our minds quell in horror at the thought that long ago, in some corner of the universe, yet unseen by our eyes, an entire planet was perhaps once coated with this great poison. Whatever cataclysm may have ruptured that doomed place must have been mighty indeed. And if other meteors fell from it, spread through space, bearing this evil to the far corners of the universe, we hold fast to hope that this is not so, and that only surviving remnants of the evil are here on Talon 4. At least there's hope for its eradication. So many creatures suffer beneath the blight upon the land, as we Chozo are no exception. But for all our pain, we can at least believe in the promise of the future. We have come to believe that a time may never come when we can once again open the door and banish the evil darkness we've contained. Even so, our vigilance will forever remain. Believe that in some far-off day, a savior will come and continue what we have begun. For that savior, we will leave ancient weapons and armor, the soul who can gather them, the entrusted one, the one bearing who can reverse the evil that grows here. The containment of the great poison. The task has fallen to the Chozo, and we will not flee our duty, even if we suffer with the land and its creatures. And pour our will into the 12, the artifacts, which form the lock that holds this great evil at bay in the depths of the planet. This lock must stand to all who come to assault it. Preserve the power of the seal and protect it for those who would meddle in their own designs. We will spread the artifacts across land, hiding them from prying eyes. The lock must never open until the day comes when this disaster can finally be put right. Throughout our living nightmares as we battle this unyielding darkness, we Chozo see a light. The light glows with promise, chasing the shadows by the great poison, purifying which has grown toxic. It is strange, though at times. If I cannot press the button there, wrong thing. Oh god, there's a lot of pirate data. It is strange, though at times it looks to her eyes as if the light coalesces into the figure of a woman. Burning brightly, the luminescence descends from space and retreats back into the infinite blackness where it came. This prophecy comes to pass when the light recedes. Chozo's long vigilance of containment will finally end. None know if her temple, the cradle, will prove powerful enough to contain this evil forever. For now, it wraps around the abomination, cutting it off from the world above. However, we believe the power of Cipher, which is produced by linking the 12 artifacts, should be strong enough. This world is now left to the one who will collect all the artifacts of the future. The time when the Entrusted One knows is approaching. To the Entrusted One, if you read these words, then our hope has not been in vain. The path is fraught with danger. Monstrosities beyond description lurk in the shadows, starving, hunting for prey, searching for ways to quench their poison urges that bloom in their brains. Some of these shrewd, but they are blinded by their evil designs. Believing the black promise of the great poison, they seek to harness it for their own ends. It is these last that are the greatest danger. When you've rid the universe of these creatures, you'll be the true Entrusted One. Things bound to earthly shapes are temporal and frail. Existing in a single dimension, they are fragile, vulnerable, and ultimately mortal. However, not all things obey this law, shapeless. They will wait beyond the realm of perception, emerging only when you arrive. When one arrives, you can feel their presence, such as the will of the Chozo. Our will to defeat the evil seeping in this planet remains. We desire only to see the darkness meet its end. The will of the Chozo has no mind or reasoning of its own, though. So will be the Entrusted One's trial. And lastly, power of our temple and the 12 artifacts sealed an evil in depths of this planet. However, the future is cloudy to us. A world of veils where dark of apparitions, flit, I'd never heard that word before, in the shadows. Within this strange world, one image stands out in the mist, flickering through the landscape, wraith-like. It is a human, alone, shining in the toxic shadows. We Chozo do not know what it is, but our hearts swell with hope, the promise of the glowing light. We will place our faith in the shrine. We will be there when the light shines upon our land. That's a lot of Chozo lore, and there's even more pirate data. There's a lot of pirate data here. Zebus has fallen. All ground personnel are presumed dead, either killed by the hunter clad in metal or the subsequent destruction of the underground facilities, or research frigate Orphan, blah blah blah. Orbit at 0 hour, managed to retreat. Frigate Orphan is now docked at blah 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 outpost. Orphan's cargo appears to have 100% survival rate. Metroids are healthy, but on restricted feeding schedules due to uncertain supply status. We are ready to begin research of the Metroids. Yeah, I usually don't read the lore too much. I read it in my Let's Play, but it is definitely a lot to kind of take in. Security Command issued all points of alert after the fall of Zebus. An alert concerning bioform Samus Aran, also known as the Hunter. Subject is extremely armed, dangerous. Combat units are instructed to terminate Aran on sight, preferably in a fashion that will allow salvage of her powered armor suit to go to weapons. A considerable bounty will go to the unit who delivers Aran on command. Dead or alive, it matters not. I just read some of these in my head here, because I mean, these are just pirates talking about, like, the discovery of Phazon and things like that. This is just them talking about discovering the need for the artifacts. They want to destroy the artifacts if possible. Yeah, now the pirates are examining Phazon and deciding to set up research on it. Then they decide they want to set up mining on it. Pirates are not smart. The pirates are really not smart at all. Now they want to talk about infusing Metroids with Phazon, which is a really stupid idea in of itself. Now they're saying the Phazon's too dangerous that they have to put down anything that survives, pretty much, if they do survive. And this is talking about, after his defeat on Zebes, basically the pirates were the ones who genetically modified Ridley and made him all metallic and such, which made him a lot stronger, too. Pirates just want to go to the elite pirate, or the crater, regardless what it takes to get there. Oh. Here's the log everyone loves here. I've seen this posted so much online here recently. All attempts at duplicating invented in disaster 4 test subjects are horribly broken into a similarly engaged or morphball prototypes. Science team wisely decided to move on afterward. I've seen that shared so much on social media recently. It is a really good piece of lore with this game. I never realized how funny that one was until I saw it, like, posted a lot, but yeah. I probably did know about it, because I know I read all these during the Let's Play. I just kind of forgot about it. I didn't usually pay too much attention to the lore logs, because when you get the general gist of the story, like, it's not too hard to follow. Basically, like, Chozo lived in peace on the planet. Phazon, like, corrupted it, which makes a little more sense once you play Prime 3 and realize kind of the source of everything. And then the pirates show up sometime later and they want to learn to harvest the Phazon for making super soldiers and also to kill Samus, which clearly does not happen, but yeah. They're also very dumb when it comes to the hints. the Chozo are very much extinct on this planet. Yeah, that's a lot to take in there. This enemy here, this is actually, it's called a Lumagek here. This is actually an important enemy to scan, and I think this is like the only one that it shows up. It's not exactly a one-time scan, but it is a unique enemy that's exclusive to this area. And what would have been exclusive if I was playing like the North American GameCube version, but of course they had to add these mother effers into Phazon mines. I'm talking about fission Metroids. These guys are assholes. No ifs, ands, or buts. They respawn infinitely in this room. They are not fun at all. Yeah, it's... I'm surprised I dodged that guy there. I remember this room used to just give me the worst trouble ever when I first played the game. And I know it meant to be the end of the game, but like... There's a door here. I could kill this guy if I... Oh, shoot. I could kill this guy if he decides to walk through the door here with me, which I would like for him to do. Come on, you know you wanna. I don't know why I couldn't walk through the door there again, but I couldn't for some reason. I did take a fair bit of damage. Yeah, here's these guys splitting up here. I might just wait until more of these are in sight here and then give them a nice, good old powerbomb try here. Thing is, they will respawn. I'm gonna make a beeline for this door here because if I don't, then there's gonna be one respawning in. Just pay attention to the radar and you'll see what I mean. Actually, I got through before he respawned in. Ah, there he is. Big old spider ball track here, which you don't need to do anything with at all. It's... yeah, not too hard to deal with there. And yeah, in here is the big baddie of this whole thing. I mentioned a big parasite was eating away at Talon 4, and this will be it. Throw that on there. Again, really cool looking room here. Really cool acrobatics. He got Samus. This is Metroid Prime. I'll scan it just for the heck of it. Metroid Prime, highly evolved Phazon producing life form. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of Phazon, making it immensely powerful. A genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural attacks, blah blah blah, has missiles, snaring, projectile wave, blah 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 blah. It's a beast to be threatened with for sure. I don't think this part of the fight is that bad. I used to when I was younger, but like it's not that bad anymore. Like most things that are weak to power beams, missiles are, super missiles really are your best friends here, and in the ice phase of this, the Wave Buster is also pretty useful as well. Wave beam form, kind of a little generic, but you can home in on it, so it's not too bad. This phase is actually kind of boring here. The fight, there's a lot of unique idiosyncrasies to this fight once it gets going here, but yeah. Anyways, it'll dig a hole here. This fight kind of has about 4 phases, I think. They're all counted as part of the same fight, though. And you're going back to Power Green here. This is kind of more standard for the Metroid Prime fight here. It's these things here. I recommend taking out the Plasma Beam and getting rid of them ASAP here because these things do like the most damage of any attack in the game. I think they can do literally a full energy tank of damage in one hit. And hide in the tunnel there. If it's on the power ice one, I recommend charging up a Super Missile and trying to get one last hit off on it there. I think, yeah, I was gonna say a shot with the ice spreader usually does bring that phase down there. Let's go ahead and get some extra chip damage in on it there. Just the missiles there. Ice Spreader does use a lot of missiles, but I mean, it is a very powerful attack there, as you see, so pretty nice to use. Why did it sound like I was taking damage there? I don't think I took any damage at that point. It's a little weird. Alright, phase 3. What do we got? Oh, Plasma Beam already? Really? I mean, I guess, but... Taking the burn damage there, that's like one of the attacks you don't want to be hit by. Alright, got that perk down. Wave again. Wave's not too bad, but it does do the lowest damage of any of these beams in this phase. It's also just the one you're most likely to hit with, I think. So that's a really nice homing, and generally doesn't have too much of a bad problem hitting the hitbox in this thing. Ice Beam again. Those things do quite literally a full energy tank of damage in one hit if they hit you there, so... I'm surprised this thing is still... I was gonna say... Ah, damn it, missed it. I didn't use a shot there anyway with that at least, so... It's at least pretty good. I think this should be phase 4 here. This phase is a little more unpredictable. Prime will kind of just be doing whatever the heck it feels like. Not too much more to say. It's the ability to change its phase mid-thing here. I don't really have too much more to say on this phase of the fight, but like, it always does kind of take me back to when I Let's Played like my original LP of this game, because like during that I ended up recording this fight like super late at night for some reason. Like I guess it wasn't that late. It's about as late as it is right now, honestly. It was like 11 or 12 p.m., but I wasn't really used to, or not 12 p.m., but like 12 a.m. or something. It was probably close to midnight, but it was also summer vacation for me at the time, so I didn't really care as much, and it was kind of bad attempt at trying to dodge that there, but oh well. Sure, okay then. Much because yeah, stick with the form that does like the most damage. Why are you going to the wave beam so much? Come on, let me use like super missiles or ice spreader here. It just changed twice in the span of a second there. Good to see that again. And it's on wave beam again. Changed the plasma. Nice. That was kind of what I was hoping for to do there. Let's get a burn in on it here. Wave again? What? Okay, I know there's the ice attack it has there. It literally shifted between wave and plasma this entire phase. That is kind of something. Well, I know what we're using for a raid message whenever we get to that point, I guess. Time for a really cool moment here. Really cool boss fight here with great music, man. I love this song. Metroid Prime Core Essence, let's go. Core Essence of Metroid Prime. Basically, you need phase-on specific weaponry to damage this thing, and wouldn't you know it, we actually have a phase-on beam. We just were never able to use it until now. I'm gonna switch to the ice beam, actually. This guy's gonna mostly be attacking with pretty much what you see, but he'll leave these phase-on puddles here. I want to switch to the... switch to the X-ray visor to see it here. I'm gonna be real here. I hate fighting this guy on hard mode because, as you see there, he has so much health. This fight takes a freaking eternity to deal with. I want to say there are ways of cheesing this fight, but I don't know what they are. Like, I think it's... You can just hold down the button in order to... Excuse me, in order to, fire an endless stream off here. See, it's like, I don't know if that's the trick for doing this or not here. I want to say this is going to take, like, 10 to 12 cycles to do, and that's this whole fight. It takes... If I said Meta Ridley is the longest fight in the game, this is the other one that can easily... Well, Omega Pirate, if you're not using power bombs, can rival it, but this fight will pretty much take that long on a normal basis, and there's not much you can really do. So... I think this fight's just long regardless what you really do. I like the atmosphere of the fight, and again, I do like the music in this fight, but... Yeah, it's... Not sure how that hit me, but whatever. Yep, this is where it'll start eventually using Metroids. Where's the puddle? Where's the puddle? There we go. We're doing damage to it. It's gonna be a slow fight, but we'll get there. Hope everyone's having a great night tonight. We do. We've got ourselves a pretty long fight on our hands, but hope everyone's having a good night. We can make this a fun little night of fun here. It's not honestly that hard to... Die, please. Is this on? Yeah, normal. I guess I did damage to it. I swear I didn't even think that the gauge went down at all, but I guess it did. I guess it did go down a little bit. It's about halfway through. This fight just takes a while in general. That's its only other attack, really, that it uses there. This Metroid doesn't, like, get in the way. Okay, well, it died with a phase-on attack anyway, so... Again, this fight's really not that bad. The only dangerous attack it really can do is summoning fishing Metroids, but even then, I have 8 power bombs. I'm not worried about fishing Metroids right now. I think there was also originally like a twig you could stand on that it couldn't attack you from. I don't know where it is, but like there's kind of like a weird exploit, not that you ever really needed to use that. You also can't really damage it from that point, so I don't really see too much of the point, I guess. So yeah, it's... I mentioned before that, 100 Metroids are kind of rare when we first saw them in Phendrana Drifts, because, like, you can only fight them, the one there, like, once, and then it, like, kind of messes off until you find, but you can find them in the underground of the Roman phase-on mines as well, so that's why I said it's not really a limited thing there, and it's not like you miss those things. Sure did, and you're just in time, Erdo, because we still... This fight's long. We still got plenty of time left for this, so we aren't really missing too much. Put the right visor on here. This is definitely a war of attrition on the hard mode. Pretty good this stream, though. Pretty good. I was actually expecting to kind of have the backtrack stuff take longer. It only took me about 40 to 45 minutes to do most of the backtrack stuff. Maybe a little bit longer, because I still had to go through like parts of Phazon mines, but eventually by that point I consider that new stuff. Let's not deal with this bullcrap here. First I took damage from that, stayed in the puddle, and still ended up attacking it during that. That was kind of funny. Some efficient Metroids. This power bombs like crazy here. I think 2 more phases of this. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna have. I think it's just gonna live on with like 1 hit left after this. Unfortunately, but that's fine. It's always how this fight goes anyway. But. Yeah, that it did become a major mechanic. I really liked the hyper mode system in Prime 3. It was a bit too busted at times, but like, I mean, you couldn't really use it. Like, you had to be very careful with it. But like, when used accordingly, it definitely just destroyed most enemies like nobody's business. Yeah, it's gonna have to be another phase after this, but that's alright. It's also interesting if I look in the menu, under the arm cannon, the Phazon beam is actually listed as its own beam. You get this when you get the Phazon suit as well. It's not really a separate item, or a separate upgrade, but yeah, appears to trigger in presence of high concentrations of Phazon, and charge boom does not function. Pretty much only a useful thing in this boss fight. It would have been kind of cool to see it in normal gameplay use, but oh well. Prime 3, it became a normal part of the game, and it's incredibly busted in that game. Switching all the forms today. And again, you know, if you lay even a smidge of Phazon puddle at this point, your life is probably over, you know? There we go. More efficient Metroids. Also, shout out to, like, my original Let's Play of this game, where one video, because it's on the hard mode difficulty, this efficient Metroid also, like, kindly dies. Please, thank you. Because it was on the hyper mode difficulty, there was one video that was just 10 minutes of just that fight, and it still wasn't over by the end of it. That's it for Metroid Prime, both the being and the game itself. Oh boy. Alien tentacle thing rips my suit right off. Of course it does. It's interesting they give you the evacuation message and there's not actually an evacuation sequence, surprisingly. You'd think there would be for Metroid, but they don't give you one, which is kind of surprising. Then again, the crater's like 4 screens long anyway, so not really a lot they could have done, I guess. It would have been cool if you kind of got to go through it with it.
The Chozo's faith in Samus has been well rewarded, and now a new star shines in the universe. The bounty hunter, Samus Aran. What future and fate await her?
I don't think I've ever heard that monologue before. Samus's model from the original. I kind of got to agree with some people I've seen online. This is perhaps the best she's ever looked in a 3D model, like her face specifically. Yeah, I really do like this like Western design for Samus. And we got these staff credits. I've seen also some people say that it's a little disappointing that... Yeah, this was 100% there, Bowie. And thanks for the GGs. I've seen some people say it is a little disappointing that the credits in this are just for the remaster. It doesn't really have, like... It has a special mention, but not actually crediting any of, like, the original staff credits, which is weird that all versions of this game have different credit sequences. The GameCube one has this, like, long paragraph that mentions something about a bird named Otis. It's really weird. And then the Wii version, I think the Wii version has the trilogy credits across all 3 versions, I think. Yeah, it is a little strange. I noticed this version had different credits when I first played it. I didn't realize, like, the credits thing. Hopefully, maybe that can be something patched in. I don't even think it would have been too much to add it in, because the original game literally has a speed-up feature in the credits. Like, you can hold up and down on the control stick in the GameCube version, and it skips through the credits. It's something that I wish the other versions of the game had, but... all in all, my thoughts on this game, well, you know my thoughts on Metroid Prime already. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I think generally this remaster is still incredible. I do have some minor hiccups here and there with the remaster. Nothing like too, like, nothing bad really. There's more great about this game than bad, and I'll be playing this game for years to come still, because I usually replay Prime usually like once every few years, if not like once a year sometimes. Maybe even more, considering this is my second 100% playthrough of this, and I already started a 3rd playthrough of this game already. That's how much I love Metroid Prime. It's also a great song, too. You know, my only real hiccup with this game is that, more so with animations, not that, like, this is a bad thing or anything, but you can very clearly tell that the skeletons were all surrounding the original release of the game, because, or the original, like, the animation quality did get a lot better in the rest of the Prime trilogy, like Prime 2 and 3, and, Prime 1 is good, but it always kind of did feel a little robotic, very first game-esque, and I can tell that this game still uses, like, the framework of those versions, which is fine. This is a very minor nitpick at the end of the day. Yeah, now we're crediting a bunch of, like, other companies here. They did have some help from other companies on this version of the game, but yeah, it is a little weird that they didn't really credit the original, the original, like, stuff. Yeah, that's really just about, like, my only, and this is such a minor nitpick, I realize, that doesn't affect the game at all in any way. There is one thing I'm genuinely curious to see about, like, I'm genuinely curious to see, like, what unlocks you get for clearing the game on hard, because I tried looking this up the other day, and to my knowledge, I don't think you can get the fusion suit in this version of the game, which is actually pretty disappointing if that's the case. Because even the trilogy had the fusion suit as an unlockable thing, and I don't know why that would have been excluded. like, the original game, like, the trilogy, you could get the fusion suit by, like, just beating the game once and then buy it from the in-game shop and that. The original game, you had to link it with the Game Boy Advance to Metroid Fusion. But it's a bonus thing, I realize, but it's one of those weird things that I don't know why they would have excluded from this, if that was the case. I don't know if beating the game on hard would be the thing to unlock that. I've checked Reddit and a few other sites, and no one had any concrete information. It's just kind of a bunch of clickbait I was seeing that no one had any information on, like, whether or not the fusion suit was even in this game or not. Which, if it's not, then that is a little bit of a disappointment, but yeah. We shall see, though. Kenji Yamamoto. This game's soundtrack is just phenomenal. Well, one of the greatest, like, probably one of the greatest, like, soundtracks here, pretty much. So, special thanks to Yoshio Sakamoto. I kind of wish I could still skip, like, speed through these credits. Oh yeah, this whole game has, okay, not this whole game, but majority of the music in this game. Yeah, this is the weird acknowledgement based on the work of Metroid Prime, original GameCube and Wii version development staff. That's the only mention of the, like, credit to Metroid Prime, like, 1 and like, that's the only mention of the original staff credits, basically, which is kind of a little disappointing and weird, but oh well. Let's see our end results screen. 6 hours and 22 minutes. I think that might be a new best time for me. Extras unlocked in the main menu, which is nice. I don't know. Like, Sorry, I'm just, like, speculating here a little bit. Oh, and what's this? Such a cool foreshadow there. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us again. Yeah, you know what? Let's save here. Thankfully, this is a stream and not a Let's Play, so I know you guys are seeing this just fine here. Let's see what extras are in the menu here, because I didn't get a chance to show off, or I noticed that you did need to clear the game on hard to view some of the extras, so I'm curious what's new in the menu here. I didn't see any mention of Fusion Suit though, which, yeah, we have everything unlocked here. Let's just take a look through all these things here. There's some new things I didn't get a chance to look at here. Also, one thing, I do like how much higher res the art is in this here, because I know in the Prime Trilogy, for some reason, like, as much as I love Metroid Prime Trilogy, the concept art you unlocked is super, super low res, and I have no idea why. Oh my god, we have a raid. Hold on a second. Madam Wario with the raid. Bring back Toadsworth 2K23. Thank you so much, madam. Let me say hi to everyone here. We actually just got done beating Metroid Prime here recently, so yeah, we actually just pretty much finished off the final boss, and we're just looking through some of the last extras here. We have Lily Lang, Phantom Tempest, Armand, C9 Cage, Yo-Yo Yoshi, Rainbow Road 1996, Psycho Nacho Man. Thank you, madam. Really appreciate that. I don't know if I have... Oh, I do have... That's not it, actually. I'll just give you a manual shout out there. Everyone, please go check out Madame Morio. She's a wonderful streamer and a good friend of mine. She does a lot of Mario Party, and you were just playing Friday Night Mario Party. I think 6 was it you were playing? You said Toadsworth. It might be Mario Party 7. No! Thank you for the follow, Rainbow Road 1996. It's funny, I got my Mario Party alert there. One of these days I'll actually... Toadsworth just came up in the conversation. Okay, I was gonna say, I had a feeling you were playing Mario Party 6, but I knew Toadsworth was in MP7, so... Yeah, we were just getting ready to look through some concept art here. And yeah, that Mario Party alert was not so sweet in the moment, but it does make for some pretty funny stuff. But yeah, hope you all had a really good stream. What board were you playing tonight, Bobo? It's a really cool concept art of Samus here. Let's see some new concept art here. Very realistic human Samus face for 2001. I do miss this look for her, though, somewhat. Like, it's definitely, I think, the most realistic looking we've ever had Samus in probably any game, because I think by Prime 2 and especially Prime 3, they went more for more anime-esque design. That's a cool design. There's just a lot of cool concepts and designs they did for a lot of these creatures here. I love the concept art of Metroid Prime. This would be one of those games if you're ever interested. This is one of those games I would definitely recommend you pick up on the Switch at some point. I'm just meaning that to anyone in the general kind of community, you know? It's like, I know, Bobo, you told me you at least tried Metroid Prime 3 before, and... yeah. That's all cool. Yeah, Samus is awesome. Samus is probably... yeah, I like Samus in Smash 64 also. I like Samus in the Smash series in general. It's actually one of my favorites in Ultimate these days. One of them anyway. I like too many characters in that. I liked her in Melee as well, so... Samus is just a badass in general. this map, I remember looking at this in the Prime Trilogy, and it is super low res for some reason. I don't really know why, but it just is. Oh, if only this were the end, but it clearly was not. I'm glad this wasn't the end. God, this is such a beautiful looking game. I love all this, like, concept art here. That's cool, Ron. Again, like, every time I look at this picture of, like, the Phazon mine tunnels, like, how did they make radioactive toxin, like, the most beautiful thing on this system? I guess there's not really anything else in the character gallery. I can look through this. This is actually kind of cool. I think these are new models for this game. Like, you can look and spin these around, kind of like Smash trophies a little bit. These are pretty cool. Nice look at all the suits here. I still think the Phazon suits, one of her coolest designs. I like with the turrets, if you, like, rotate them to face you directly, they light up, and, yeah, it's kind of a nice little nod there. Parasite Queen, if you played the Frigate Orphan stage in Smash, this creature would look very familiar to you. Thanks again for the raid there, Bobo. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a really great night. I really hope everyone's having just a great night in general. Once again with the mega turret as well, like the other turrets. This one's kind of cool, getting a look at all the special beam troopers. No worries there, Joey. 13-star comeback, wow. Are you playing on, like... Are you playing on, like, Snowflake Lake or something? I'm not sure what other board would have had 13 stars there. Oh, I guess Fair Square could have also had that as well. I should play Mario Party 6 again sometime soon. Alright, Fair Square. I should play that board again sometime, because it's been a long time since I played on that board, but I know it's like a fan favorite for a lot of people. I used to be a really big fan of Castaway Bay, probably because it's like the same idea as Rainbow Castle, but even then it's been a long time since I played, not a long time since I played 6, because I did a stream of it like just at the end of last year. But yeah, and before then my save file said I last played in like early 2016. Yeah, it does have the Halloween aesthetic. I often forget that as well. And the soundtrack gallery. This is where you can just listen to a lot of the music here. I guess we can probably put on the I'll put the crashed ship music on here a little bit. Okay, this just has the last few songs here. Yeah, Clockwork Castle's a pretty cool design board here. Just want to check the options as well. Seems like there is no fusion suit in this game, which is a little strange. Yeah, that's just options there, so... Huh. That is actually a little disappointing to learn. I was kind of hoping that the fusion suit would have been in this game, but I guess it's just not, which is a little odd given that it's in other versions of the game, but I see. Let's just get some really peaceful music on here. Where is it? Yeah, I don't really have any sort of like end credits scene here, but thanks everyone for definitely tuning in here and kind of hanging out on this Friday evening here. It's been a lot of fun. I really have enjoyed playing through Metroid Prime again this last week and whatnot. I'd like to kind of announce that I want to get back to streaming more regularly. I know I've been so on and off about it for the last few months and I've been kind of burnt out here, but I would like to kind of get back to doing more regular streams again at some point, because yeah, I do kind of miss doing streams a little more frequently. I definitely want to keep streaming, because a lot of the games that I'm playing right now, you know, a lot of games I definitely would like to keep playing at some point, and, you know, keep playing on here. Don't mind this, I'm just trying to get a chat box in here. Yeah, I definitely do want to keep streaming. I normally do stream Diddy Kong Racing, or I was when I was still like active. I was doing Diddy Kong Racing, which I still want to give a few more fair chances on, but I was definitely frustrated the last couple times I played it. The octopus boss was definitely a frustration aspect there. I was streaming Okamiden on the DS, which I do want to get back to, and I have a couple more things I want to do in Pokemon Shining Pearl as well. Some of that's just going to require like off-camera grinding. I can probably do some of that in the next little while and prepare for another stream of that sometime soon, but I would like to eventually show all the legendary fights in that at some point, so yeah, whenever it does come down to it, we will definitely return to that at some point. And yeah, my other plans for the rest of the year as far as streaming go, like I've announced this a few times, but I really want to stream Final Fantasy VI at some point, which is, I know that's another RPG, and that's kind of why I haven't really wanted to jump that yet, but it is a game that I am definitely interested in. I don't know if there's any games coming out that I would want to stream or not. I'm definitely not streaming Zelda. I might stream Pikmin 4 when that comes out, but I haven't decided yet. Because I do want to just play through that at some point, but I would be definitely interested in checking out Pikmin 4, maybe. But yeah, I definitely would like to stream again, and the Prime Remaster kind of just got announced and came out at a great time, because this gave me a chance to replay it. Even after I finished the game, I was just in an itch to play it again, and that's why I decided to stream it, so yeah, thanks everyone for kind of sticking with me on this ride here. I've said before, but Metroid Prime is one of my favorite games of all time, so I realize you can't really see the Switch menu there, but yeah, thanks everyone for, like, being here this whole time and kind of sticking with me through all these times here, so I really do appreciate everyone who's kind of stuck around, and yeah. I don't really have too much to say. You know what? I see that Odin's streaming right now, so how about we send a nice big raid over to Odin's way here. Odin's playing Faxanadu, I'm assuming the randomizer, because I know he usually plays Faxanadu randomizer. Let's send some love over to Odin's way. Kind of return the raid full circle that Bobo raided us, and now let's send the love over to Odin. So, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I love Metroid Prime a lot. This is one of my favorite games one of my favorite games of all time. It really is, and yeah, it's a game that I'm glad that finally got a remaster that's really, really good, and I definitely recommend checking out if you're at all interested. We definitely cleared the game, and yeah, with all that being said, I will see you guys next time. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow or not, but I do have a long weekend. I want to kind of take this weekend to get caught up on videos and stuff and get ahead of recordings and such, but yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we shall see you guys then. Have yourselves a great night, and take care, and peace out.